comprises four elements of teaching: every teaching and learning situation, instructor, a learner or learners, communication system or mode, and something to be taught or learned. By reorganizing these elements, more physical space and greater learner freedom can be gained, he thinks. According to him, key to the success of distance education was the development of the relationship between learner and instructor. According to Moore, theory of independent study, each of two elements, each of which can be measured. First is the provision for two-way communication, which means dialogue. Second is communication. Second is deal with the program which responds to the needs of the learner. Some programs are very structured, while others are very responsive to the needs and goals of the individual student. And in distance education, there is a gap between instructor and learner. So, the learners should be autonomous and take responsibility for their own learning and get less help from the instructor. Theory of industrialization of teaching from Otto Peters. He suggested that distance education could be analyzed by comparing it with the industrial production of goods. According to him, distance teaching couldn't have existed before the industrial era. Using economic and industrial theory, Peters proposed the following new categories for the analysis of education. First one is rationalization, the use of methodical measures to reduce required amount of resources of power, time, and money. Division of labor, the division of a task into simpler components or subtasks. Mechanization, the use of machines in a work process, as you know. Assembly line, commonly a method of work in which workers remain stationary while objects they are working on move past them. Mass production, the other one is the production of goods in large quantities. Preparatory work, determining how workers, machines, and materials can usefully relate to each other during each phase of the production process. Planning is also included. The system of decision that determines an operation prior to it being carried out. Organization is the key here, creating general or permanent arrangements for purpose-oriented activity. Scientific control methods, the methods by which work processes are analyzed systematically, particularly by time studies and in accordance with the results obtained from measurements and empirical data. Formalization, the predetermination of the phases of the manufacturing processes. Standardization, the limitations of manufacture to a restricted number of types of one product in order to make these more suitable for their purpose, cheaper to produce and easier to replace. Change of function, the change of the role or job of the worker in the production process. Objectification is the loss in the production process of the subjective element that was used to determine work to a considerable degree. Concentration and centralization is because of the large amounts of capital required for mass production and the division of labor. There has been a trend to large industrial concerns with a concentration of capital, a centralized administration, and a market that is monopolized. And the other theory is theory of interaction and communication from Holmberg. He calls his theory as guided didactic conversation. In general view, his theory classified under communication theory, not learner or learning theory. Distance teaching will support student motivation, promote learning pleasure, and make the study relevant to the individual learner and his or her needs, creating feelings of rapport between the learner and the distance education institution. Facilitating access to course content, engaging the learner in activities, discussions and decisions, and generally catering for helpful, real and simulated communication to and from the learner. Andragogy from Knowles. Here comes my colleague, İrem.
Esra has just introduced the first 4 theories of distance education, and the last 4 is going to be introduced now. Andragogy is from Malcolm Knowles, and the word andragogy is a Greek word, and it comes from the word under, which means adult, and agos, which means consultancy, and together it means leading the adults. Andragogy deals with frameworks for programs which are designed for the adult learner, and its core is the idea that the attainment of adulthood is concomitant on adults coming to perceive themselves as self-directing individuals. And the next theory is by Hilary Parrotin, a synthesis of existing theories. And Parrotin's theory of distance education is composed of elements from existing theories of communication and diffusion as well as philosophies of education. So it seems like it is a blended or an eclectic theory. It is made up of 14 statements. I'm not going to tell you 14th of them, but they are divided into 3 groups, and the first group, the first 5 of these statements concern the way distance teaching can be used to maximize education, and the second group, next 4 statements, address the need to increase dialogue, and the last 5 are the statements which deal with the method. The next theory is the equivalency theory by Michael Simonson. We can start by saying that no matter how different processes and methods are used, the learning outcomes of both traditional and distance education should be equal. If the students in both groups are exposed to the same information or the same learning experiences, so that their learning outcomes also should be equal as well. According to this theory, distance education is formal and institutional learning system where the communication between the instructor and the learners happens. Schlosser and Simonson in 2006 tried to explain their theory with a triangle and a square example. They may make the same area in space, the square and the triangle, but they are both completely different shapes. So the value of experiences of the students who have distance education and the traditional education should be equal, although their experiences are different from each other. And here are our table, the SWOT analysis of these 8 theories. When we have a look at the first theory, Esra, that's your turn now.
Okay, the first one is independent study, as we mentioned before. There is no exact time and space in theory of independence, and it cares for individual differences of learners also. It offers more equal opportunities to all learners. It has an understanding of learner-centered instruction. It has a double-way interaction. This is important for this theory. Oops, sorry, it's translational. When we talk about weaknesses, learners may not have interaction among each other, and external factors which affects learner success may be ignored. Opportunities can be, it's possible to reach more people because there is no restriction in this theory. Teaching materials can be updated easily. Threats can be, for this theory, it may negatively affect teamwork skills in this theory. And about transactional distance theory by Moore, strengths could be double interaction is important here. It also answers to learners' individual needs. Weaknesses can be instruction is partly learner-centered but still partly instructor-centered. Limit. It may be improved to change the role of instructor to be a guide and make the learner more active. Can be an opportunity for this theory. It may create standardization problems for assessment and evaluating because of the emphasis on individual nature of learning. in this theory. This could be a threat. And when we talk about theory of industrialization of teaching from Otto Peters, the strengths could be, it emphasizes the management of distance education. It aims to get the highest performance with less time, money, and labor. It underlines specialization through dividing workforce according to functions, like one assessment and evaluating function, other one can be creating materials also. When we talk about weaknesses, individual differences may be ignored here. There may have not a standard output. It may lack of flexibility. It may ignore objective thoughts. Opportunities can be the capital needed may be decreased via central management. Possible problems may be lowered because the expectations from each department will be more clear. And threats could be, there may be industrial worries because of monopoly market. One wrong decision may affect whole the process because of its inflexibility. Because of the workforce division, it may be hard to link among the other disciplines for specialists. These can be the threats. And for theory of interaction and communication from Holmberg, it provides sustainable communication for learners through some activities like asking questions, inspecting answers, and discussions among them between each other. And weaknesses can be, it may not satisfy every needs of heterogeneous community because of individual differences. And differences among learners may open doors to different discussions, questions, and answers. This can be an opportunity for it. It may be disadvantageous to keep the motivation alive when there is more freedom and less limits. This could be a threat.
And when we go on with andragogy, the strengths are, the first one, based on research and experience. And it also provides continuous quality improvement with both quantitative and qualitative evaluation. And the weaknesses, it may sometimes be inefficient to meet adults' demand of learning by experiencing, and the needs of individual difference may not be met. Opportunities, their level of learning readiness is high and they have the learner autonomy. And the threats, proper physical and psychological environments may not always be provided. When we have a look at this synthesis of existing theories by Pareton, the strengths are all kinds of media may not be used, cost is more reasonable when compared to the traditional education, and the weaknesses are if media and materials are not chosen correctly, it may not meet its purpose. And the opportunities, educational and economical advantages can be taken from external resources, discussions and new inputs may provide advantages. And the threats, feedbacks may be more effective if they are planned. And the equivalency theory, the strengths are learning outcomes of both traditional and distance education are equal according to this theory. And weaknesses, efforts spent on having equal outcomes may have an adverse effect sometimes. And the opportunities, if equivalency is provided, an increase in the target group and motivation may be observed. And the threats, outcomes may not always be equal under every circumstance. When we have a look at our last theory, the theoretical framework for distance education by Keegan, we may say that the strengths are the learning materials should connect the instructor and the learners, and the weakness, teaching and learning processes are asynchronous, and opportunities, it is not an obligation to be at the same place at the same time, and the threats, the need for interaction may not be met. You may say that we can reach this information when we search for them on Google too, so what? All of these theories should be analyzed according to the social, cognitive, and teaching presence in order to choose which theory under what circumstances. First, I would like to talk about social presence, cognitive presence, and teaching presence shortly. Social presence is the ability of learners to project their personal characteristics into the community of inquiry, thereby presenting themselves as real people. And what about the cognitive presence? Cognitive presence is the extent to which the participants in any particular configuration of a community of inquiry are able to construct meaning through sustained communication. And the teaching presence is defined as the design, facilitation, and direction of cognitive and social processes for the purpose of realizing personally meaningful and educational, worthwhile learning outcomes. We just grouped these theories into three smaller groups. The first one is the cognitive behaviorist theories, which are the first three theories that we talked about before. When we have a look at them, according to social presence, we may see this focus on individualized learning resulted in very high levels of student freedom. We mean space and pace altogether, and fitted nicely with technologies of print packages, mass media, and postal correspondence interaction. And when we have a look at these theories according to cognitive presence is the means and context through which learners construct and confirm new knowledge. In cognitive behaviorist models of learning, cognitive presence is created through structured processes in which learners' interest is stimulated, informed by both general and specific cases of overriding principles, and then tested and reinforced for the acquisition of the knowledge. And according to teaching presence, despite the general absence of the teacher in these cognitive behaviorist pedagogies, one cannot discount the teaching presence that potentially could be developed through one-to-one written correspondence, telephone conversation, or occasional face-to-face interaction between teacher and the student. And these are, as I said before, the first three theories. And when we have a look at the second three theories, which we call the social constructivist theories in general, according to social presence, social interaction is a defining feature of constructivist pedagogies, and at a distance, this interaction is always mediated, but nonetheless it is considered to be a critical component of quality distance education. And according to cognitive presence, constructivists emphasize the importance of knowledge having individual meaning. So cognitive presence is located in as authentic a context as possible, which resonates with distance education, much of which takes place in the workplace and other real-world contexts outside formal classrooms. Cognitive presence also assumes that learners are actively engaged, and interaction with peers is perhaps the most effective way to support cognitive presence. And according to teaching presence, Kanuka and Anderson in 1999 argued that in constructivist modes of distance education, the educator is a guide, a helper, and a partner where the content is secondary to the learning process. The source of knowledge lies primarily in experience. And the connectivist theories that I talked about when we just presented, the last two one, according to social presence, connectivist pedagogy stresses the development of social presence and social capital through the creation and sustenance of networks of current and past learners and of those with knowledge relevant to the learning goals. According to cognitive presence, connectivist cognitive presence begins with the assumption that learners have access to powerful networks and, as importantly, are literate and confident enough to exploit these networks in completing learning tasks. So the first task of connectivist education involves exposing students to networks and providing opportunities for them to gain a sense of self-efficacy in network-based cognitive skills and the process of developing their own net presence. And when we have a look at these theories according to teaching presence, unlike the earlier pedagogies, the teacher is not only responsible for defining, generating, or assigning content, rather learners and teachers collaborate to create the content of study and in the process recreate that content for future use by the other people. When we conclude generally when to use which theory or the theories, let's say, we should first think about this conclusion. In this study, we tried to analyze the distance education theories considering these three presents, which are social, cognitive, and teaching presents. But in practice, this study has a purpose, which is to help one to decide when to use what theory. But it is not right to separate these theories with clear lines. None of these theories are better or worse than the other. They just form relating to the needs of the society. The SWOT analysis of these theories may help one or you or us, all of us, to choose which theory to use in a particular circumstance or prepare a blended and eclectic way. And thank you. That's all for now.
Now I would like to take a question, if you have, after the speech, and then I will pass another presentation. Have you got any question to colleagues?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Güzel oldu. Böyle. Teşekkürler. Thank you. And now our second presenter from Bursa Gazi University, Turkey, Angelo Corelli will present to us the role of technology in higher education, from learning to feedback with the new challenges for the educators. She, I think she's no. And then the third presenters, Joanna Heidi, Olorga Leskiva, Kontars, Agata Gemzik Salwich, Alexandra Wojnarowska,
We are just
University of Information Technology and Management in Rzeszów, Poland.
Yes. Exactly.
And their subject will be UI team experience of distance learning, case study of the Poland. Just please, 20 minutes.
Hello everybody, my name is Joanna Hardy, next to me is Agata Gemzik-Salwach. We are from Poland, from University of Information Technology and Management in Rzeszów. And we would like to present you firstly short information about our university, and we would like to play you a short movie about that. Then we present you our experience about distance learning, new methods of learning, and especially our new project, which is called Blackboard. And at the end, we would like to show you a short movie about Poland, because we would like to encourage you to visit our country and our city in future. Okay, so maybe first, Agata.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, firstly, a few words about us. The University of Information Technology and Management in Rzeszów is one of the biggest private university in Poland. This is non-profit institution. We have almost 8,000 students from 21 countries, including Turkey, of course. The main campus of our university is on the south of Poland, in Rzeszów, near Krakow. And we have the second campus, it's near Rzeszów, about 10 kilometers. More information you can see and hear on our movie.
In Central Eastern Europe, in Poland, a country which belongs to the European Union, is found the city of Rzeszów. It has everything necessary for a comfortable and healthy lifestyle. It is also among one of the most rapidly growing academic centers in the country. Currently, there are about 60,000 students at its public and private colleges and universities. One of the best universities in Poland is also located here. It's the University of Information Technology and Management. Students from all over Europe, Asia, Africa, North and South America have been studying here for years. Just why did they choose this university? Currently, there are about 1,000 foreign students at the University of Information Technology and Management. This represents 6% of all foreign students in Poland. Every 8th student at UITM is from abroad. These are young people from 21 countries around the world, including Finland, Portugal, Germany, China, India, Iran, Ukraine, Belarus, Moldova, Malaysia, Turkey, Nigeria, the USA, and Brazil. Studies at UITM build mutual understanding and tolerance among tomorrow's global citizens by developing their cultural sensitivity and awareness. The university has held a leading position in the rankings of Polish universities for years. UITM is the best non-state university in Southeast Poland and one of the best in the country. High-quality education is assured by a faculty which boasts practical experience and high recognition on the theoretical side. Programs and teaching methods are carefully designed. The curriculum at UITM is constantly updated based on ongoing analysis of the labor market and economic prognosis. Thanks to this, students gain qualifications and skills which are highly desired by employers. The University of Information Technology and Management offers degrees with which its students can find employment throughout Europe. These include the programs which are entirely taught in English, such as Information Technology, International Management, Hospitality Management, and Aviation Management. Aviation Management at UITM is the first such program in Poland and only the 4th in all of Europe. Lufthansa Airlines is the patron of the program. The university actively and continuously cooperates with academic and business centers abroad. It currently has signed agreements with nearly 200 international partners. This cooperation with entities throughout the world provides an opportunity for students to obtain degrees from 2 universities simultaneously, from both UITM and a partner university abroad. Such partners include 10 universities in Great Britain, as well as universities in Denmark, Germany, and the USA. These include Roskilde Business College in Denmark, International University of Applied Sciences Bad Honnef in Germany, Indiana University, Purdue University, Indianapolis, USA. Not only students, but academic staff also participate in this international cooperation. They're involved in research projects, sharing experience, conferences, summer schools, and workshops. The university has a wide range of international accreditations, including accreditation from the Singapore Ministry of Education, accreditation from the Government of Malaysia, accreditation from the Department of Education by the Embassy of the People's Republic of China in Poland, accreditation from the Ministry of Education, Research and Technology by the Islamic Republic of Iran, accreditation from the governmental agency of the USA Department of Funding for the Education of American Military Forces, and accreditation from the Ministry of Higher Education in Turkey. The university introduced a wide range of innovative IT solutions to Polish higher education. It was the first in Poland to implement the electronic student ID card. It currently offers one of the most expansive and advanced distance learning systems in Poland. Students also communicate with the university electronically via information kiosks, text messages, email, and the virtual university system. The University of Information Technology and Management is a partner in the training programs offered by the best IT companies in the world, such as Cisco and Microsoft. This is why students here have many opportunities to participate in authorized training and courses and to get certificates honored throughout the world. The certificates students can get in the university examination centers include Prometric, Pearson VUE, and Cisco Academy. The university has modern, rapidly expanding academic facilities. It has 3 campuses, the main campus in Rzeszów, and 2 campuses outside of the city. At UITM, there are over 70 cutting-edge laboratories where students can prepare for their careers with practice. One of the most interesting is the financial laboratorium, the only one of its kind in this part of Europe. Here, students invest virtual money using the exact same equipment and programs as used at the stock exchange. Innovative tools are also found in the virtual laboratorium with a 3D cave for the creation of virtual worlds. The university also has specialist computer laboratories, graphics studios, cosmetic labs, biological labs, and medical labs. Student life at the University of Information Technology and Management isn't only learning and gaining practical experience during class or internships. Studying at UITM gives students a wide array of opportunities to develop their passions, their interests, by participating in student clubs and various types of student organizations. The center of university life is at the university student dormitory. It is surrounded by facilities for recreation, such as the sports hall, a line park, and riding stables. Sports and cultural events are often held here. There are also many places of cultural interest in Rzeszów, the city where the university is located. These include cinemas, theaters, art and photography galleries, cultural centers, and museums. The University of Information Technology and Management is a stable university where teaching, science, and practice come together in harmony. Its staff are involved in scientific research projects as well as those providing commercial services. Its superb infrastructure and strong cooperation with universities abroad reflects its universality and the abilities to prepare students practically for a successful start on the job market. The University of Information Technology and Management in Rzeszów is a university which emphasizes practical development and education.
Okay. According to the strategy of our university, as blended learning was implemented, our education is mix of traditional learning and learning with use internet, distance learning. First, teaching material was distributed among students in 2000. Until 2015, we have tested several platforms. For example, IBM, WBT, and on. Now, about 30% of all education is with use of distance learning. There is online attractive education programs and courses which help students to prepare for real-world challenges with flexible self-direction learning options. Now we have tested a new platform, Blackboard. UITM focus on creating technology and services to help students learn, not just in any way, but their own way. Blackboard is a web-based learning management system designed to support full-only courses or provide a space for face-to-face courses implementation. Blackboard provides many types of tools for learning experience. Blackboard provides students with course materials, class discussions, assignments, and assessment online.
So, as Agata said, our university is one of the most technologically advanced private university in Poland. And our new project is Blackboard platform. Blackboard platform gives our students a new opportunity to learn. They have blogs, group work, they have special scientific knowledge that they can use by Blackboard. We don't have much time, so I think that we don't play this movie about our project, but I'd like to show you how it works and how it looks. It's my platform of Blackboard because I have lectures with students, and this is an example of Blackboard Learn, where our students have each module of specific subject, for example, fundamental of economics, and they can choose each module and learn how it works. They can learn about economy, they can choose different modules which gives them special knowledge about that. They can watch and read scientific materials, articles, links that teachers give them on the platform, and of course graphics and pictures which help them understand different models. And of course Blackboard gives our student discussion board. Here is example of my discussion with my students. In group I have more than 40 students, and I give them specific topic on discussion board, and they can write their opinion about specific subjects. They can discuss, they can give some interesting articles on board. And this example is about my question to my students, what they think about inflation and deflation, which is worse for for Poland, for example. And another question is, I asked them to give some macroeconomics data about gross domestic product or about unemployment in Poland and in Ukraine, because my students are from Ukraine too. And they just discuss. We have total posts, 83, unread posts, because I haven't much time to read all, so 3 are unread, and total participants, or total students which use my discussion board. And of course we have Blackboard chat. Each our student can contact with their professor by Blackboard chat. We can choose one date, 1 hour, and for 45 minutes we can talk about interesting facts which are connected with subject that we actually have at semester. And of course, because people, especially young people, use more and more smart devices, our students can have this kind of specific platform on their phones. And we have something like Blackboard Mobile, where our students can learn each topic by their mobile phones. Our university, as you can see on our movie, gives our students new methods of learning, and Blackboard is one of them. But we also give our students different opportunity to learn. We have, of course, electronics library, we have electronic student ID, something which is called virtual university. And of course, our students can take part in decision games, and a lot of our lectures are look like this. So students can use different decision games to decide and solve problems using these games. For example, we give them marketplace platform. They can decide and solve problems, how to start their own business, for example. They can play in Comstrat, where students have a virtual company and produce and sell robots. So I think it's another opportunity, another way to learn them these things. And at the end, I'd like to say that we think that e-learning, distance learning is a future if we talk about universities which want to develop. In case of large organizations such as universities, advanced e-learning platforms can successfully be a key component of knowledge management system in an organization, which in future we think that will replace the e-learning platforms. And that's all, because I think that we have not much time, but we would like to present you a short movie, just 4 minutes movie about our country, and encourage you to visit, of course, Poland in future. It's close to Rzeszów, this place. Okay, so thank you very much for opportunity to present you our university, our experience, and of course our country. Thank you very much, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Any questions to colleagues?
Yes. I'm also a user of Blackboard for about 4 years, and my university always asked me about, for example, what's my end user experience as a student. So, do you conduct a questionnaire like this, and according to your students, what could be the negative sides of Blackboard? What could be the improvements for it?
So I think that sometimes students who start education have problems with our technological advanced platforms in our university. In the first year they have problems because they don't know how to how to use everything that we give them. So I think that problems have just students at first year. Then I think we don't have any problems. Sometimes if somebody have problem with internet, it could be a little bit problem, but they can use our laboratory, which we have at our university. So I think our students are very technological advanced too. So there's no problem, I think.
Thank you.
Yeah, please.
Well, I appreciate your presentation, but I wonder, all your university uses this Blackboard, isn't it?
Yes.
So you have to use Blackboard. You
Yes.
don't have any other chance, isn't it?
Yes.
I wonder, do you have any other experience about platform, distance education platform, so that you can compare your Blackboard or other platforms? Because you have Blackboard and you use this Blackboard, I assume that, and you don't have any chance to compare with other platforms as well. And the other thing, of course, it's quite expensive and not easy to get this system very easily for every university. And I wonder the performance, because as our colleagues just asked you the questions, what's the performance? Because do you have an idea what percentage of Blackboard you're using, the capabilities?
Okay, so maybe first part of this question.
Okay, go ahead.
We have something like virtual university. I try to show you, but okay, so I can log in. I have problems. Maybe I'm fired.
That's a problem.
Okay, so we have this virtual university.
Yes.
And we use this virtual university too, but Blackboard, we plan to change university, this platform of university, Blackboard. But of course you are right. We use maybe 40% of this what...
This is very optimistic.
It's optimistic, I know,
Yeah,
but it's maybe 40% of that what we want to use in future. And Blackboard, in Blackboard we use chat, and we use this editorial board, and we use modules, and that's all. And we know that this program, this platform, in future gives us more. But I think that we have to wait because we are just lecturers, you know.
No,
Our chief tell us what we have to do during our lectures, and this chat, it's one chat, 45 minutes. We have to talk with our students. It's once per one semester, and we have to discuss on different topics which is connected with our subject.
That's okay, but my wonder is mainly because you are presenting your experience in this Blackboard. Many people know distance learning's Blackboard platform. Is it any different things that you've been using Blackboard for your case, your faculty?
In my faculty, I use...
I'm a special case because we know with chat, board, categories, all worksheets, blah, blah. But your special experience, is there any special things that you have been using?
If I have to talk about my experience,
Yeah, sure.
It's just Blackboard and this virtual university where we have discuss forum too, and we don't have here chat. That's why we use Blackboard to chat with students online. So that's my experience. Maybe Agata has different.
It's the same.
No, it's the same.
Thanks.
If we talk about our lectures, of
Thanks.
course.
Okay, thank you very much. Now we have the fourth paper from Gazi University, Turkey, by İsmail Özel on governmental organization goals, distance education for in-service training.
Dear Chair, ladies and gentlemen, I'm İsmail Özer. I'm an educational technology PhD student at Gazi University. I'm delighted to have this opportunity to make a presentation you about our study. I will present my topic within 10 minutes under the titles appearing on the screen. We try to picturize governmental organization goals of distance education for in-service training. As you know, every organization needs to train their employees in order to correct the faults in existing practices, improve the satisfaction of citizens, increase quality of services, minimize the performance problems. In-service trainings provided to employees are not desired level in Turkish governmental organization because of many problems and difficulties such as geographical disorganization and large number of staff. You know, distance education may contribute into solution of in-service training problems. Our study examines the distance education targets in-service training according to strategic plans of governmental organization in Turkey. In-service training has economic, social and individual aims. These aims are improve productivity, increase product and service quality, prepare the necessary human resources, increase motivation of employees, improve loyalty of staff to the organization, and comply with developing and changing legal legislations. The main benefits of in-service training are knowledge, skills, and experience for individuals. Organizations have to resolve performance problems in accordance with their mission, vision, and strategic plans. We know that a number of problems in service training practices, even though its importance has been understood by governmental organizations in Turkey. And these difficulties are number of staff, wide geography, training costs. And these difficulties experienced prevent the benefits expected from reaching up to the desired level of in-service trainings. In this part, I will talk about distance education. You know, one of indicators of quality is the use of technology. And one of important benefit provided by technology is to generate solutions for problems. Today, technology is still perceived as use of office application, such as word processor, presentation tool, electronic emails. And organizations should benefit from distance education environment as effective method in education large groups, anytime and any place, and distance education environments are considered a low-cost, effective solution. There's a lot of good examples in the world. For example, the United States Army aims to achieve some saving up to $800 million until 2015 with the distance education program. You know, most widespread implementation of distance education is e-learning environment, and e-learning environments has reached a market size equal to $35 billion in 2011 throughout the world. And it is suggested that this figure would exceed 50 billion US dollar in 2016. That shows the increasing interest in distance education all over the world, especially for organizations. A lot of studies shows lots of benefits of distance education, but I want to tell the benefits of distance education through the perspective of in-service education. Training large group with low cost, staff would not leave his office, ability of updating education content quickly, trainees can reuse prepared materials for different trainings, and participants can access the training materials anywhere and anytime. We analyzed in-service programs of Ministry of Education, and as you see, the numbers are really high. Ministry and staff spend a lot of time and money for in-service training. We decided to examine if the ministries have distance education target for their in-service trainings. For example, Ministry of Education have 1 day period and 118-day period, different kind of in-service trainings. One of these trainings have 444 staff. We make document analysis because document study implies review and analysis of source related with research subject for a certain purpose. Our study aims to reveal targets of the ministries related with utilization of distance education method in service training. In our study, we examined targets of ministries towards distance education practices in service training. For that, we accessed internet websites of Prime Minister and relevant ministries, and we accessed their strategic plans. Then data have been acquired from these plans in the form of document review. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and National Defense Ministry's strategic plans couldn't be accessed. For that reason, strategic plans of 19 out of 21 ministry and Prime Ministry constitute the scope of our study. Diverse distance education, online education, and e-education have been searched in their strategic plans, and viewpoints of organization about distance education environments in the context of in-service training have been analyzed, the scope of the research. We found information and targets about online education and e-education only the Ministry of Education and Ministry of Environment and Urban Planning's strategic plans. We have not found any objectives or targets related with distance education in the strategic plans of Prime Minister and 10 ministries. And our findings shows 9 ministries have some targets and aims about distance education in their strategic plans for in-service trainings. And I want to tell about these 9 ministries in Turkey. The Ministry of Transportation, Maritime Affairs and Communication aims to establish distance in-service education centers. The Ministry of Justice aims to develop and utilize distance education software models in service trainings on the subject of cybercrime and UYAP project. The Ministry of Science, Industry and Technology has specified an objective of putting web-based distance education portal into practice and providing trainings in its strategic plan. And the Ministry of Economy stated its objective related with establishment of online education portal. 3 other ministries specified narrower scope distance education objectives. The Ministry of Environment and Urban Planning aimed to prepare online education platform in activities related with geographical information system, while the Ministry of Health targeted to utilize practice of education with video conference system in organization-based project, and Ministry of Forestry and Water Affairs is still utilizing informatics training portals. I want to open a new page for Ministry of Education because of its statute. The Ministry of Education aims to increase number of staff members who are certificate in foreign language, teaching, vocational education and distance in-service education activities in international standards. The Ministry is planning to ensure that each teacher attend at least one in-service training every year, every 5 years. And teachers are encouraged to attend conventions and symposiums. The Ministry has planned 82 different in-service trainings and seminars should be provided, 181 periods and nearly 24,000 individuals according to its 2014 in-service education plan. But however, any trainings has not been designed as distance education. All of these in-service training planned as face-to-face mode. Even Ministry has some strategic plans, some strategic aims in its strategic plan. They didn't design any distance education for in-service training. It's clear face-to-face in-service training has some non-educational benefits such as rewarding and socializing of staff. For this reason, we think organizations doesn't take into account benefits of distance education for their in-service implementation. The expected benefits are not able to obtain from in-service trainings in governmental organizations for some reasons such as geographical restrictions and large number of staff members. But while a rapid transformation is being experienced on the subject of distance education throughout the world, particularly governmental organizations are not sufficiently interested in this issue in Turkey. And in spite of many benefits of distance education, it's understood that the targets of utilizing this in-service distance education practices of governmental organizations are not sufficient. Governmental organizations may train large groups with low cost by utilizing distance education for their in-service training process correctly. In addition to this, they can reuse prepared materials in separate education provided different groups in different times. It's impossible to think that distance education practices would totally substitute face-to-face education one day. However, distance education should be taken into consideration as alternative that is qualified, cost-effective, and has ability to responding education needs. This is the end of my presentation. I would be happy to answer your questions.
Thank you. Mrs. İsmail. A question? No, thank you. Thank you. Now our last speaker is Yusuf Alanzi from the Reading University Institution of Education, United Kingdom. Will present on the WhatsApp education technology male students perception in Kuwait and of the potential value of using this app in college settings.
What means that? First one or? Last one. Last one.
Altta açık o zaten.
Burada ekranda açık ama
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum all and good afternoon. I would like to thank this center for giving me this opportunity to provide and presenting my paper. So thank you all in advance. Today we'll talk about WhatsApp. You know WhatsApp is as an application. The title is WhatsApp Educational Technology. Educational Technology Male Students Perceptions in Kuwait, Valid Using in the college settings. Do you know WhatsApp, all of you? Do you know WhatsApp? Yeah. Yeah. Before we enter into the presentation, we'd like to present some, hints to know the whole situation in advance. So this paper is a part of the PhD that I'm conducting now in the University of Reading, and it's 4 years of study. The context of the study is in Kuwait, and in the College of Educational Technology. The teaching method is based on the face-to-face teaching method and gender segregation, which means separate male in one campus and female in the other campus. There are some, extraordinary information about the WhatsApp and about the context of the social networks of smartphones apps. According to the latest statistics from the Ericsson Mobility Report, smartphones represent 65% out of all mobile phones markets. The first quarter were 6.8 million mobile subscriptions around the world, and 365 million were in Middle East. The amount of the data are exchanging are extremely higher than the voice, which means that people are exchanging their multimedias rather than calling with their smartphones. In Kuwait, the Kuwaiti individuals are using internet service. The percentage are 74.4. What is the WhatsApp? I would like to ask anybody to give me a definition of WhatsApp. Yeah.
It's a text messaging app
Yeah.
for sending pictures or text messages, videos, everything to communicate. And
Yeah.
instead of texting, it's just with the internet.
Yeah. Great.
It's an utmost social
Yeah.
media
Yeah.
instrument,
Yeah. Absolutely.
including photos, text messaging, video
Lovely.
messaging,
Voicemails.
voicemails,
Yeah, absolutely right. Let's say what the WhatsApp company said. Before that, we are giving the definition. Would like there is 600 million users around the world for using WhatsApp. And the WhatsApp definition is WhatsApp Messenger is a cross-platform mobile messaging app which allows you to exchange messages without having to pay for SMS. And WhatsApp Messenger is available for iPhone, Android, BlackBerry, and Windows Phone and Nokia. The paper purposes. The first one is explore male student perceptions regarding WhatsApp usage in the Educational Technology Department at the College of Basic Education in Kuwait. And the other thing is investigating to what extent this tool is used and what is usage of style. We have just one research question, is what are male students' perspectives regarding using WhatsApp at the Educational Technology Department at the College of Education? The methodology. There were 8 focus groups, 4 students for each, which means we have 40 male students. And the investigation was carried out using qualitative case study, which means of focus groups, and analyzing data based on content analysis strategy. let's say results. There were 3 or 4 types of results. Let's say with the WhatsApp purposes, students are usually using WhatsApp for reminders, for important dates, test sections, feedback, to get feedback from peer-to-peer feedback, and academic to students feedback. And last one, meeting arrangements between academics and the students. If the student would like to meet the doctor or academic, he would like or she would like to send him a text message to arrange a suitable time for both of them. Let's go to the second part of the result, which is WhatsApp usage style. There were 2 types of WhatsApp style. First one is create a group of students where the academics are part of them, with them. And the second part, create a group of students and the academic nominate one of the students to be a key connected between the students and him. The third part of the results is WhatsApp positives. The first positive is the WhatsApp is wide separate used among the students and the academics, because all students have it and academics have it. The other thing, direct and instant messaging, especially for short notice announcement. And smartphones are in their pockets. The third positive is save times and effort, Instead, communicate face-to-face. Communicating via this tool saves academics and students times. Since if there is some issues, let's say, to get there, some of the test sections, or to get feedback, or to get small minority things. Let's say fourth part of the results, WhatsApp negatives. It's noisy, since there are notifications not sound, especially in the late hours. Second thing, general chatting. Students sometimes chatting in general issues rather than the course issues. Third thing is the wrong understanding, because some of the key connected students understand the message wrongly and send it to the groups, and they understand in the wrong way. Recommendations. It's one of the most recommendations. From early beginning, academics should or have to determine post timelines during the day or the term. Let's say determine the times between, let's say, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. to exchanging the posts, and during the second week of the third week of the term, to get, thorough posters. The other thing is ask them to just send course issues and don't send any other relative posters to reduce the noisy. And the last thing is the academic should be part of the course groups, not as nominate other things. Conclusion is it's clear that it has potential to apply it in the academic settings, since they are promise benefits for that. And it's time to get your question or feedback. So could you please do that? Anyone has a question?
Yes.
Okay, I have one question. For all this data all the results that you have concluded in this work.
Sorry? I couldn't hear you.
Okay, all the results that you have seen in this presentation, did you get them using interviews to the students, or did you analyze the messages of WhatsApp?
Yeah, it's a case study. We haven't obtained or determined a certain course, but we determined the students on the 4th year that already survey, IT survey, know how to deal with the ICT, and they already get this experience WhatsApp with the academics. We haven't determined certain course and certain WhatsApp groups, but for all students.
And again, for example, let's say the students, they cannot afford to buy a smartphone or let's say they have a bad internet connection, how do they communicate with each other?
Yeah. For the first part who didn't afford the smartphones, this is not the solution, it's a solution. It's opportunity, not the just WhatsApp, you know, because the situation in Kuwait, vast majority of students has their own smartphones. If they not, for sure, they will not account for these things. The other thing, for the low bandwidth or for the weak infrastructure for the internet, one of the positives for the WhatsApp is text message, just data with the words, you know. This is low bandwidth, low text capacity that will not need much more internet service, just data. You know what I mean? And that's okay. Go.
Okay, thank you very much, all of you. And now we can pass the coffee break in front of the door. And thank you very much for your attending the session.
Thank you so much.
And then your certificate should be given to you, or if not given, please apply to Mr. Gökay.
Sorry?
For your certificate.
Yeah, I already got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.